I basically was afraid of the shape of my head. I was afraid to looking older. I was afraid that I wouldn't look better. And most of all, that I would see myself in the mirror and I would be even less happier with what I'm seeing. It all started happening around 18, 19 years old. I always had a big forehead. My friends all made fun of me because of that. I didn't really enjoy it, neither hate it. It
Yeah.
was just another thing. Well, around that age, it all started going a little bit downhill. I started noticing that I have some areas in my head that they basically started disappearing. I started noticing my crown, was receding also. Looking myself in the mirror differently. I didn't like what I see in the mirror. My expressions on my face, they were different. They were more on the sad spectrum,
Yeah.
and basically all my friends, all my family, kind of noticed it. It was pretty rough. I thought to myself, man, I gotta do something, I gotta prevent this, or maybe I don't know, get it back. I started doing my own research because in my circle there weren't any people who had this problem. The first thing I saw is that the expressions on the people that just went for it, that just shaded, they were like of a man free, just like they left burdens. That made me realize, man, there's gotta be something in that. So I just went for it at around 23 and full shave it. And that was a pretty big moment. In the video that I will send, you can see my face light up in emotions that I wasn't even sure I had. I could say I become free. I became free of that burden of having to see myself in the mirror, having to rearrange my hair, so it covers the bald spots, the crown. I stopped using this cap. It wasn't a piece of clothing. I just used it to cover the bald spots or to don't show my forehead. So when I just went for it, it was lovely. Basically started seeing my friends. They looked proud of me.
Yeah.
I just went for it. I feel like I was going downhill, downhill. I was going to uni. I had a part-time job, It was all those things mixed up. And also I had to look myself every morning, every night in the mirror and don't like what I saw. I basically went for it. Like I said, it was like going down every day, every day. So basically, yeah, that is the process. I went through my first full shave. And then I basically think that I could rock on any style. I could let it grow. I left my mustache. I left all my hair, every style. I loved it. To me, it didn't matter that my hair started growing, like that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because when it's backwards, it's really hard to see
Yeah.
yourself. But the other way, like, I loved it. You have to have willpower. You have to have strength, to go through it, and just trust the process.
I'm hearing from your experience, and what I was thinking about when you were describing it is almost like, as you described it, it's like a spiral down, down, down. And because of that, you are very focused on the negative aspect, right? The hair feels very negative. So then you kind of look at your whole, everything about you from like a negative standpoint, right? But then when you, like you said, flip that, and actually you get a lot of good feelings from confronting it and realizing, hey, this is all right. You start to flip everything and look at everything more positively. Self-esteem, right? You just feel better about yourself in general. So perhaps that is also a reason why you can be okay with this, because you feel just generally better about everything.
Like you said, you always look at the negative sides of things. You don't look at the how all this process is going to affect you at the long term, right? Which at the time that I'm doing this video, I feel like I'm really more confident, but
Yeah.
like 6 times, 7 times, even more than when it was before.
Good, man. That's so awesome. Has it had other kind of carryovers?
It made me realize that not only on the hair side now you start to look better, but you also start to work out. You start to go through all the things the other way. You start to focus. It's not only a physical trait that you're losing. but you are winning in all other sides. It looks good and it feels good also. You start to worry about your mental health, which is
Yeah.
quite important. You're losing a physical trait which affects you in the mental state, which
Yeah.
is not something to go over. So I think, yes, it makes you do great things that you wouldn't do if you didn't go through that process.
Is there something that really helped you? Maybe something that you did or you thought of, or a conversation that you had that really helped you that maybe other people can use to help them in their journey?
Other than trust the process, it's something that a lot of people will go through it, younger, older, doesn't matter. My advice is to take it calmly, seek help, do not try to go into that darkness alone. You can always rely on others. You can always rely on, like I did my own research, in YouTube, in books. There's a lot of things that you can go through. Yeah, man, you just take it. Just try it. Trying other things is always a good thing to do.